Good evening, teacher. My name is Luis Patricio Moreno Sanchez, and I'm gonna be talking about types of evidence. But first, I would like to mention that the evidence in our legal system um, it is the bedrock of every proceeding, civil or criminal. It's the information, the objects, or testimony used to demonstrate the truth of an assertion. Without evidence, we have only claims, and with evidence, we have facts. But evidence isn't a monolith. Before any piece of information can be used in court, before it can be considered admissible, it must satisfy three crucial prerequisites. It must be relevant, meaning it ends to make a fact or of consequence more or less of the case. It must be material, means that it has a significant relationship to the issues of the case, and it must be competent, that or competent or reliable, like DNA evidence supported by a forensic technician. Once we understand what makes evidence admissible, we can look at the four distinct forms it takes in the courtroom. That these four types, real, demonstrative, documentary, and testimonial, are the pillars upon every legal argument is built. First, the real evidence. This is perhaps the easiest to grasp because it's usually a physical object that was directly involved in the case. Think of a murder weapon, blood samples, or fingerprints, or even an article of stolen clothing. These are tangible items. The critical requirement for real evidence is authentication. We have to prove that the object presented in court is the original object collected at the scene. Is seen. This is often done by identification, a witness identifying the specific item, or by establishing meticulous chain of custody, which is the documented unbroken record of how evidence was processed, collected, and preserved from the moment it was found until the moment it's presented to the judge and jury. Now, the second type is demonstrative evidence. This type is not necessarily the object of the crime, but is a tool used to explain the crime. Demonstrative evidence illustrates the testimony of a witness. For instance, a crime scene diagram, a map, or a chart showing a financial injury in a civil case are all demonstrative. They help the jury visualize a complex info, unlike real evidence, which require its own independent chain of custody. Demonstrative evidence is authenticated by the witness who created it or uses to explain their account. They confirm that the map or diagram is a fair and accurate representation of what they are describing. Now, the third type is documentary evidence. This is very similar to real evidence because it takes the form of paper or digital records. We're talking about contracts, deeds, newspapers, letters, receipts, or any formal document. Just like real evidence, this type of evidence must be authenticated but by a witness. Someone, perhaps the custodian or of records or signatory on the document, needs to testify that the document is what it claims to be, ensuring its trustworthiness and admissibility in that case. And the last one is testimonial evidence. This perhaps is the most powerful type of evidence, because this is simply an oral and written assertion offered as proof of the truth. Uh, in layman's terms, this is witness testimony. The crucial difference here is that testimonial evidence does not require the same type of foundation evidence as the other three types. Um, the witness their statement given under oath stands as its own form of evidence. The trustworthiness of testimonial evidence is instead determined by the jury, who assess the witness's credibility, memory, and demeanor during cross explanation. So, as you can see, the path from a raw piece of information to an admissible piece of evidence in court is rigorous and categorized, whether it's the physical object or of the crime, the visual aid that clarifies the story, the contract that proves an agreement, or the simple sworn statement of a person. Each time plays a specific vital role. Understanding these four pillars is key to understanding how justice is served. Thank you.